Hello and welcome back to Mostly Lego. Today I'm going to be showing you the basics of Brickling Studio and everything you need to know to get started with your building and your rendering. Now, if you want to make tiny models like this, or if you want to make huge mocks like this one, I think this video will have everything you need to know to get started with this awesome program. To get started with Brickling Studio, you'll need to head over to this website and type into your search bar bricklink.com. Once you're in, you want to hover your mouse over Studio, go down and select Download. And once you click this Download Studio 2.0 for Windows, and if you're on a Mac, you just want to click this, and you get that prompt. Obviously, I'm not on a Mac, so I'll just delete that. And you want to click either of these download prompts. And when you open the file, you'll get a set of instructions that will help you install this program, and you'll be able to get started. When you open Bricklink Studio, you'll get a page like this, except without the recent files. So you'll just want to hit create new, or in my case, I'll just select one of these, but for this case, I'll just create a new one. And you'll get this, first is kind of intimidating, but you'll get this sort of interface where you kind of just want to get started and start placing bricks randomly. But if you want to just set it up so you'll be able to click down bricks like me infinitely, you'll need to go to preferences under edit, and you'll need to repeat inserting a selected brick. This is very important for building really big models, but otherwise it's fine if you don't want that setting. And to multi-select, you just want to hold down and drag your mouse and click delete. Now, to move around, you right click and move around your mouse, and you can rotate, move it up and down. And to zoom in and out, you can just move your scroller. And if you want to move the actual thing around, you just gotta click it with your scroller and move it, and this will edit origin. Or you can just click this and set as origin. I'm not sure where that is, but put it in the middle. And first, go to, well, whatever kind of thing you want to select, put down first. So I'll go to plate, and I'll put down a 2x2. And I do that by clicking, and when I find out when I see where I want to put it, make sure you have snap turned on. This way you'll be able to put it where you would in the real world, for example. And you can just click it down, and then you'll have this sort of following your mouse. And if you want to get rid of that, you just right click, and then you can right click for options, and you can delete. And now you have a single 2x2 plate. Congratulations. And change a color, because if you don't like black, it's too plain. Or if you don't like white, for example, you can just select it. You have this utterly massive selection of colors, most of which you're probably never going to use. Um, you'll have this sort of these options for basic colors, and they'll give you a bigger drop down. There's lots of different kinds, but for this example, we'll just use green. And it just makes that color. And take out another one. There's actually different kinds of selects. I've just been using the default select this whole time, but you can go up to this area and you can click select. You have default select by color, by type in color, and by connected. If you click by color, it'll select every single piece in this entire file by its color. So it'll do both of these. And if I just do green, it'll just do that one because that's the only one of that color. By type, obviously, it just does all of that type. And for example, if I this out and I do by type and color, this is a pretty interesting one. It just really narrows it down to a single piece. It only select these two, even though there's another one of this color. Now, let's say, for example, you just finish your model, and well, I don't know why the lamps are like that, but you want to make a really cool picture of it, a really cool rendering. So to do that, you want to go to render, but I'm actually going to use a different file for this example. Iron Sword. I've actually never rendered this one before, but first we're going to want to find your angle. So it's best to do this in the actual view of the model instead of the render view. You can go to your camera angle. You have all these different angles you can use. I'll use from the top. You can rotate it. You can just do whatever you want with it, but for this case, we'll just do the top, and I'll go to render. And once you have it in the right position, you can this button will center it, and you just want to find a good angle. And as you can see in the background, I have this sort of checkered pattern. And that's because I have it set to transparent, but you can also do a solid color. And you have this really big drop down of all these options you can do. And most of the time you're not even gonna use half of them. You're just gonna sort of edit just modify the settings once, and then you're just gonna be good to go every time you want to render something new. So if your computer is not really powerful or it's really weak, you just want to set your thing to medium, or if you want to do it custom, it's really weak, you can do it set to something like 100, and you see very high will do 512. And I like to do it on very high because it just really does a nice picture quality. But for this case, I'll just do medium because it'll render faster. And you can do background and light. I don't usually play with this a lot, and I don't know why it has that. It does. And yeah, I don't really use this a lot, and I think it's just do the different light settings. This and I like to use transparent instead of solid color because transparent I can just make it a PNG, and if you do it transparent, it'll automatically render with a black background. You can do floor shadow, and of course this will make a shadow on the floor. But this doesn't really affect this model as I'm looking down at the floor. And you can do the light building. I've never changed any of these. I'm not sure what these do. And yeah, you really don't need to play with any of this because it looks just fine without them. You can do render using CPU or GPU. Camera setup. This, if you're doing actual animations, it can actually be pretty useful if you want to get a certain angle every time. And you can change how it's what it's facing, also using these settings. For example, I can actually might be a better sure. Material effects. These are lots of fun to play with. Stud logo. You can change if the Lego logo shows up on the studs or not. UV degradation. You can change how scratched up your model is. It can be pretty fun to make a bit more realistic models. And that's scratches come with this. And yeah, this is weathering. This is wear and tear. And once you have all the settings you need, you can change this stuff. This is just the file and format. I'll actually do it like this for this case. Do oh I've never done that. You can just render sword, and it renders really quick with the medium quality. But you can see it does really powerful renders even with the minimum. Obviously not the most minimum, but you can zoom in, and I think it's really fascinating to see how pixelated it is when you zoom in. But there you have a render, and it's transparent. So you can just any photo editor, you can just paste this onto another picture, and that's rendering. And there's different kinds of rendering, including animation. Uh, Animation takes a bit longer, so I'm not going to do an example in this video. But in my previous video about Lego 2K Drive, in the beginning there's a ML made of Lego that's falling down, and I made that using this area. So you can do the frame rate, total duration, how long it lasts. You can do building sequence. I actually really like to do this. It's pretty cool to have all the bricks falling down. You can do brick falling down effect, or you can just make it rise from the surface. Revolve. Um, it's not always that useful unless you just want to show off the model. And again, render quality is very high. Background and light, BG color. I guess it's that's what the color in the background is. Background probably BG is. Device render using CPU or GPU, same thing. Camera setup also the same, and material effects. It's mainly the same thing. You just want to focus on quality, or sorry, just effects. That's the only thing that makes this different. And then you can just hit render. Well, actually, oh my god, sword. And it actually renders it by frame instead of just one really quick one. If you learned anything from this video, please consider subscribing, as I post a lot of LEGO content. And if you'd like to see a part 2 where I show you how to use the render section for stop motion, please leave a comment. I really do listen to your comments because I need to post that content that you guys like.